In this video we're going to take a look at how documents can be produced and managed using Formpak software. Using Formpak you can produce and supply a variety of documents from safety data sheets and regulatory documents through to commercial documents like terms and conditions. Once supplied, documents can be tracked and managed, including automatic updates and resupply. There are several processes that link together to make this possible. The ability to manage changing properties and therefore dynamic document content is one such process. A product such as a raw material or formulation can have properties associated with it. Properties can change due to a variety of factors: direct changes, for example someone changing the flash point, or indirect changes, for example an ingredient of a formulation might change its regulatory status and this can impact the formulation's regulatory status. These property changes are monitored and tracked. Properties can form the dynamic content of a document. A document has a template with standard text and rules about the interaction with the dynamic content. Once a document has been produced in Formpak, the system tracks it. So when the properties of the product changes, documents can be automatically revised and flagged for resupply to previous recipients. Let's see how this works in practice by looking at the software. First we'll generate a safety data sheet and supply it to a customer. Then we'll change some properties. We'll then trigger automatic updates using automatic processing and see the effects of our change. Here we are in Formpak in the Print a Document task. This deceptively simple function authors and prints documents based on the template and the properties of the product. We can select a product or item, for example lemon oil. We can then choose the type of document we want. I'm going to choose EC Safety Data Sheet. We could select Print Now, but in order to best appreciate document management, we need to supply the document to a company. I've chosen the Big and Global Co, and I'm also going to add some cross-reference information. Cross-references allow you to refer to the same product by different names and codes, dependent on the company you send them to. Potentially, this kind of information could be being received from another system electronically. Once cross-reference information is added, it remains associated with the product and company, so you don't need to add it every time. You also have the option to add a last sale or last sample date, and again this information could be being received from another system. When we select Print, the software retrieves the document template and the dynamic content for the product to compile the safety data sheet. And here's the PDF format we requested, an EC Safety Data Sheet for lemon oil. Please note the version number and also the risk phrases, especially R10. Now we need to trigger a key part of document management. When we select Record Supply Yes, several things happen. The document is added to customer records and the version details and properties of the document are recorded for tracking. Let's take a quick look at documents supplied. You can perform a variety of searches, but we'll just do a simple search to see all the documents that have been supplied to the Big and Global Co. We can see they have been sent several documents, including the lemon safety data sheet we just prepared. Now let's imagine that some time passes and the lemon oil properties change. In a real-world situation, changes to raw materials and formulations would be introduced by different users and additional scenarios over time and on an ongoing basis. All these changes are tracked and evaluated. For the purposes of the demonstration, we're going to force a change to the properties of lemon oil. Using Modify a Raw Material, I'm going to change the flash point of lemon oil from less than 55 to 63. This change will be picked up by the system and calculated to have an effect on the risk phrases associated with the lemon oil. This change will then prompt a revised safety data sheet to be produced. The system picks up changes and calculates their effect during system processing. Typically, this happens when the system is in minimal use, for example overnight. In order to show this automatic processing in action, I'm going to start it now. Changes to products prompt property calculations. This potentially impacts documents which have been produced, causing a document revision. This in turn may prompt a revised document to be flagged for supply to a company. Through automatic processing activities, we can see the system responding to changes and performing the various things needed to keep the products and related information up to date. And you can see the current activity is actually determining documents required for the cross-reference for lemon that we added previously. Let's take a look at some of the effects of automatic processing. As already mentioned, the change we made to the lemon oil flashpoint should have had an impact on the risk phrases, and therefore the safety datasheet content. If we look in Manage Documents Required, we can see what this means for our customer, the Big and Global Co. In the results, we can see the system has identified a requirement to send a new safety datasheet for the lemon oil. We can select and produce all the documents outstanding for this company, or we can just select and print the lemon. In Manage Documents Required, you have an option to include a cover letter with your batch of documents, and if requested, the system would compile this at the same time as the other documents. Normally, multiple documents would be compiled at the same time, and these are compiled into a zip file. From here, the documents can be opened, viewed, printed, or sent on to your customer. So let's take a look at the updated document. And remember, the system knew to generate this document requirement based on us changing the flashpoint for a product after we had supplied a safety datasheet. So here we see version 2 of our lemon oil best safety datasheet, and R10 has disappeared in response to the flashpoint changing. There are many ways of customizing the document management behaviour. For example, to ensure only currently supplied products have documents resupplied. These advanced features are discussed in the video Document Management Advanced Features. Now we've recorded the supply of our revised document, let's take a final look at what this means for the documents that have been supplied to the Big and Global Co. Here we see the updated list of documents supplied to the Big and Global Co. Now with 2 entries for safety datasheets for lemon. For further information, please check out the website or contact us. Thank you.